Let's now finish the development of the BMI calculator app. So now, given that we have already implemented the view, the model, and almost everything about the controller, there's only one thing left. What we said before, if you go to the controller file, which is under Java ECS1022 BMI, and click on BMI activity, okay? Go to that file there. What we said before, it's a very bad practice. If you try to do the business logic computation, in this case, the calculation of the BMI in the controller units, in that case, it's not very good because you are trying to do more than two concerns in a single place. You should always try to separate out the business logic computation in a separate components. In this case, the model. Okay. Now that we already created a model, namely the person class, and we have more or less reasonably tested the person class using the person tester. Right? That's something we have seen already. So we are reasonably confident that the person model is a reliable one for us to use. So now let's go back to the controller file. So now what we will do is, as we said before, proper phase 2, based on the information retrieved, which were the weights and heights, right? We already, also the conversion. We retrieve the, let me just remind you, we retrieve the text name, and also we convert the text weight, text height into the weights and heights. So these are the three pieces of information that we retrieved. Based on the information retrieved, create a model, person in this case, and let it compute and return. Let it compute the BMI and return the computational result to be displayed. Okay, so now let's now do it very quickly. Now, the way you manipulate the model objects in the controller will be very, very similar to how you did it in the person tester. So we have done actually everything that you will need in order to do the controller part. Okay, so let's go back to controller and see what we should do. So now, given that we already got three pieces of information retrieved, let me just say IE, text, name, and so text name is over here. That's the name that we retrieve from the GUI. Again, just see the GUI very quickly. Okay, okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, anyway, okay, you can see that anyway. Okay, so here you can see that's the name, and that's the weights, that's the heights. Okay, so now let's just do it again. Go back to activity here, text name, and also after the conversion, we got also weights and heights. So these are the three pieces of information we can use. Okay, let's do it. So now we can declare person over here, right? Person, let's say whoever the person is, we can say user. How about that? User is new person, and then we gotta pass three information there exactly: the text name, weights, and heights. And once we have done that, we can simply just get a BMI. Double user BMI is assigned to user being the context object that get BMI, and then finally we can set the content of the text view to be the result. And then what should be the contents? We want to say user, you know what? This one here, you can try to trace it if you like, but I think since we got a toString accessor method, we can simply call that. We can say user.toString. You can see, again, since user is a context object, user the toString is going to go to the person class and apply the toString method over here, and then in turn is going to calculate the BMI, right? That's something we already explained thoroughly in the previous video. You should check them out if you still have doubts. Okay, let's go back to activity over here, and that's it. Okay, so now what we should do is let's relaunch our app, and then we'll verify that. Okay, what you would do is go to play button here. So what we should do is not to run the person tester. Okay, so now whenever you click on the play button, it's gonna running the last execution session, which can be either a tester or the controller. But now we want to run the controller again. So the safest way to do that is we want to say run, and then we want to run the app. I believe if you just say run, let's try that. Okay, you can choose the app over here. Okay, let's see if the USB tablet, if it is not there. If you're using lab machine, you should really go to the button over here to connect your to select your USB tablets. Make sure you connect your tablet using a USB cable. If you're using home computer, go to the top of the virtual machine options, go under devices and go to USB, and under USB select ASUS Nexus 7, and then it's now connected. Okay, you can close that message there, and now your tablet should show allow USB debugging. Of course, click OK, and then it has become active. Now you can say OK, and then we'll wait for that to launch and load. Okay, so now the app is now launched again. So now this time we got a view fully implemented. We got a controller also fully implemented, making use of the model that's also fully implemented. Let's try this final version of our app. Okay, let's double check it's still working. Okay, so now over here we got JACKIE, and also the weights, let's say 70, and heights, let's say 1.70. Compute BMI. So Jackie's BMI is 24, whatever. You can see that this internally is going to call the toString method of the model class, which is called person, that we have just developed from the previous video. You should notice that this is following a very good software engineering principle called separation of concern. So all the intelligent part for the computation is done in the model component part, which is very which is a way better and way more appropriate than doing the computation in the controller part. Okay, so now we are now done with the BMI calculator app, and in the final video for this series, I'm gonna wrap up everything for you.